A very good evening to all. My name is Harpal. I am a senior counselor at Advise International and I welcome you all in today's live session on a very interesting topic, that is tips on building your profile to study abroad. We will be having a Q&A as well, and I request you all to kindly keep your questions for the end of this session. So let's get started. The decision of studying abroad, I know it's a very important decision. Every student who is really looking forward to study abroad, and I completely understand the decision of studying abroad has a few hurdles, and however, upon successful completion, I know that of the same, one can truly be satisfied. Students, parents can be completely satisfied, and the university application process is one of the most strenuous moments of students' life. Student feels like it holds the key of their future. And now that you have decided to study abroad and have finalized on a university and program of persuasion, it is time to dive into perfecting your student application. University admissions are extremely competitive in nature, and having to shine out at your university application because it's a must, there are some important tips that we are going to share with you today. The more renowned the college, the more difficult it is to gain admission. So you must have your application stand out in the pool when the university picks up applications. So here are some unique points that we will be sharing with you to shine, make your application shine from the rest. First most important thing that a university looks as, definitely you are going for an abroad education, and the university will definitely look at the academics first. This is the most crucial element of your university application. Having a strong grades is a must-have. So when looking at a study abroad, it is important that your academics in your undergrad, if you are looking forward to study at a master's level, should be really good. And if you're looking at to pursue an undergraduate degree, then definitely your 12th grades and 10th grades have to really outstanding when you're looking to study abroad. So make sure that not only to have good grades in your subject of your persuasion, but also hold a good academic stance throughout. If you are expected to work towards a predictive grade, do everything in your power to make sure that you have reached the same, or you have scored the good, the kind of academic requirement that is needed to make your profile really stand out. Second most important tip is work experience. I understand for engineers particularly, first 2 years is nothing much to study on, but definitely when the last 2 years you start gaining good scores, but it's too late because the universities sometimes look at the aggregate. Most of the times they look at the aggregate percentage, and it's very, very essential that if you don't hold a solid say an academic background, we say you at least need to have a solid work experience to complement with that. So the second most crucial aspect to make your application stand out is to have a requisite work experience. If it happens to be in the area of your study, it will be a huge bonus point. And having work experience also shows initiative on your part and speaks volumes about your application. It shows to the admissions committee that you have what it takes to study in a foreign land. For a student to step out of their academic life and jump into a completely professional pool is altogether not an easy task. So if you have made the effort of putting yourself out of your comfort zone, the admissions committee has a reinstalled sense of belief that you will be able to do again when you decide to study abroad. So important that if you hold a solid work experience, it definitely complements on your profile. It builds up your profile more stronger, comparative if your academics are not that great. Third most important point is social work. Many a times when I meet students and I do see there are students who really have done some kind of social work. So social work is also something that adds on to your profile apart from your academic and professional sphere. Universities also look for volunteering experiences. It speaks about your attributes of working for the society, and it highlights strides of hard work, social responsibility and benevolence. Thus a volunteering experience shows that you care as much as for the society as you do for yourself. So definitely social work is something that puts an add-on to your profile. The fourth most important point is language. multiple times when I meet students and I get to see that students who have, say, a French language as an additional language that they have learned other from their mother tongue or the national language, and sometimes I see people have Italian, they've learned German. So it is very important, because while English is, though it's the most spoken language and the majority of the courses are conducted in the said language, having knowledge of other languages, is also seen as a skill. So definitely an additional language is an add-on to your profile. Being able to understand the local language while you allow you to mingle with the locals, it does, making it easy for you to communicate, and it does undertake networking activities as well. Since you will be interacting with students from around the world, your communication skills need to be top-notch. So definitely language does add on to your profile when you applying to study abroad. Countries specifically like Germany or France or Italy, these kind of countries where language is definitely a requirement, we say having an additional language is an add-on. Yes. Recommendation letters for countries like UK, particularly as such, the LORs, or said the letters of recommendations, are a must add-on. A letter of recommendation means it's a most important component of your application procedure. Make sure that you get recommendations from your professors, from the ones that you have, who will speak really highly about you, about your attributes. And if people who've been having a work experience can also take say an LOR from your manager, or from maybe your director. I mean, someone who's a senior at your workplace can recommend you with good, can speak highly about you. It is important that you get a recommendation from such a professor that has taught you for a significant amount of time. And universities are specific about the kind of recommendations they require. Some universities have a procedure where they, you can go online. The link is being sent to your to the professors who have given a LOR for you. And sometimes you have to, specifically fill up an application that is specified by a university. Or sometimes it's just a generic LOR that you get from the university, can be scanned and sent forward to the university as such. Universities are very specific about the kind of recommendations they require, so make sure you adhere to the same. Next important add-on is an extracurricular activity. I'm sure almost all of us have an extracurricular activities other than our academics and major interests. For an overseas education, it is becoming increasingly important to not just focus on your academics, but also to give an equal importance on your extracurricular activities as such. Universities abroad want to admit a holistic candidate. This means that gone are the days when students were required to only have good grades, but along with them, a strong academic background is definitely, it is an important that you participate in other activities as such, and this hemises your communication skills, and at the same time also allows you to have a greater worldview. Don't exaggerate. Lying on your application is a big no. Do not exaggerate about things that you haven't undertaken. Be true to yourself and let the university understand that your interests and passions, what your passions are. Research about a university. When you're looking for a university application, tailor make all your applications. Be specific about the college, and let them know that you have done your research. You've done an ample amount of research. Speak about why you wish to study at the university and undertake the specified program. When we meet students, we particularly tell them, go through the curriculum, go through the university structure, go through the kind of rankings the university holds, go through the scholarships they hold. It definitely adds on, because a university person or the faculty who does assess your application will look into this, that a student is has done an ample amount of research before applying to a university. Go the extra mile and show the university that you have undertaken necessary efforts to study there, and this shows that you're truly interested to study from their university. Networking is one of the most important parts. So the best way to judge the feel of the college is by interacting with college alumni. Advise International frequently, and mostly we conduct events on Zoom, like every now and then we are conducting live interviews for students with the university representatives. for country specific, course specific, we request you to please take and avail these kind of opportunities. Sitting home, you will never get this opportunity to sit home and have an interaction with an alumni who's sitting right in some other country. They will be able to paint a clear picture of the university. Interaction with the faculty will not only allow you to have a greater information, but show the authorities that you have interest in the program. Honesty. Most important factor is honesty. As mentioned beforehand, the admissions committee goes through an enormous number of applications, and thus if you're exaggerating, it can be spotted easily, which will diminish your chances of availing admission. The statement of purpose should mirror a true personality and not be a replica. While it is tempting to refer others' works, which we really are good at, but it's really recommended that you show a true personality, show what you exactly are on your SOPs or the statement of purpose. It does show the true picture or a true honesty to the university rep as to how precisely you have written. And let me tell you, universities are now undertaking social media check as such. So thus, one must be sure that the facts that you are truthful, you are showing are truthful, and while looking to pursue education abroad, be yourself, and don't lose perspective of why you made an application in the first place to this particular university. Pre-planning, very, very important. Pre-planning is very, very essential. Deciding to study abroad is not a decision one can undertake in a whim. It requires immense planning and in all fronts to successfully enroll at a foreign university. Keep ample time of determination to prepare your test, which will be determining a factor. Having an academic calendar will be a significance, because thinking about the interest or any short programs that you can undertake during your education abroad, which will enable you to have an upper hand over the other applications, because some universities or some colleges, like precisely in Canada, we have application deadlines. As such, no precise deadlines, but universities or colleges start an odd day and they can close an odd day. Universities do have an application deadline, but colleges precisely can shut any point of time. So you need to have a pre-planning for your application. Documentation processing is very, very important. Being aware of the due dates will prevent you from facing unforeseen circumstances. Reworking and reanalyzing your application documents will bring to light things that earlier missed your eye. Be cautious while selecting someone to write your letter of recommendation. The letter is of immense significance, and in the application process, it will speak about your strengths. So very essential that you keep an eye and check on everything. Make multiple people proofread your documents. Getting verified opinions on the documents will enable you to have an extensive view. Keep copies of all the critical documents in case of emergencies. Although grades are critical in the application process, activities undertaken outside the classroom will include extracurricular and social activities. This will be the deciding factor on your application as such. Research, particularly research is for students who are looking forward to study a research or a PhD or doctoral. We really say you should have a research proposal. Very important. You need to have a published say a research work. Theses, publications are very important. So published research work undoubtedly adds value to your profile in terms of research skills, and also speaks volumes about your academic interest. A good publishing record is always a prominent indicator that you will be an asset to the research community in that university. So if you have written a research paper of your grade schools, you should mention it in your profile in order to highlight your research skills. This will help you to gain an extra edge over the applications while applying for the university. Some students, I'm sure, must be thinking as to how we can enhance our profile when it comes to scholarships. Okay, when it comes to scholarship, it all boils down to your achievements and how can you present them. There might be many people with similar scores, but the question is how you can be different. Well, to make your profile look better than your fellow applicants, there are scholarship tips that you can follow to develop your profile. You really need to keep a check on the application deadlines, because universities do have an application deadline for scholarships also. So it is very, very essential that you keep an eye on that. University look at the student's entire profile before saying a yes or no to the scholarship application. While your scores and merit are important, there are scholarships that focus on other specifications areas like such as sports, music, dance, theatre, etc. So there are many scholarships that are offered on the basis of criteria like gender, nationality, social contributions. There are some scholarships that India government, in collaboration with the universities abroad have, which gives full funding. Few of my students have got a fully funded scholarship, so you can look into something like that as well. All you need to do is build a killer scholarship profile, so it's very, very essential. So here are some important points that I shared with you. We advise we streamline and personalize the process for each student irrespective of the destination, institution, course and the level of study. Our team of experienced counselors will provide you the kind of attention and exceptional guidance throughout the procedure of application. We provide assistance related to course selections, admissions, bank procedures, visa loans, scholarships. So we will also host university delegates. I said it's important to talk to the university representatives. We do conduct free live sessions, Zoom sessions every day. So please keep a check on our website. This will give you more information. And now we'll move on to the Q&A round. So anything that you have related to the discussion that we did now, we'll go on live with the questions now. So yeah, let's get started. So we have lots of questions I see. We have lots of questions I see. Okay, hold on just a second. Yes, well. Ritvik, you've spoken to me multiple times, Ritvik. I don't see any questions coming up. No questions. No questions. Ritvik, I have met you multiple times. Okay, so GSK is asking me, hi ma'am, when will we have Australia intake? We have intake for Australia in the month of February. We have Australia intake in the month of July. So there are 2 intakes that you can look at. Okay, so let's see questions. Seeing people joining in and people waving in. Hello. Hi. Okay, questions on precisely on building profile. So there's anything that I can help you out with building profile questions. Okay, so Mohammed Kamil asked, my bachelor's of 3 years because I've completed a diploma in mechanical after 10th, and so am I eligible to apply masters in Canada? Yes, you are pretty much eligible to apply a masters in Canada. Yes. Questions. Okay, so what is the process for US study visa? Well, I don't know what's your name. It's S4.5Z. I'm not a US counselor. We have a dedicated US counsel team as such at every advice branch. If you let me know what location you are in currently, I'm in the city, then definitely we will put in a counselor who can help you out with the US procedures. Ritvik, you've asked me questions multiple times. No other questions? At FB, I don't see any questions coming up. Tulite Queen B, hi ma'am, hi. Subhan Khan, if you just okay, you're from Hyderabad. We have a branch. At Hyderabad, and you can meet. Go to our website advice.in, and you'll get the locations there. We have all the branch addresses mentioned there. So if you go in there, you will get to see that we have a counselor dedicated for US. Particularly, you will get to talk to them directly as such. Questions. I'm waiting for the questions. Everyone's waving me a hand, so hi. Hi to everyone. Is MBA Business Communications good in UK? MBA any day. Abhinaya. MBA in UK is any day a very good option. No doubt in that. Is it easy to get US visa after COVID situation? That are chances of getting visa? Yes, there are students who traveled a few days back. So yes, no restrictions. But to know more precisely, you need to talk to a US counselor. Yeah. Questions. I don't see many questions coming up today. No questions. So if there are no questions, I think we can wind up the session for the time being. If there are, okay, there is Isha Arora who's asked me, can you please tell me where MBA is best? Honestly speaking, I'll tell you one thing, MBA is a typical management degree. If you ask me about an MBA, I say have a solid work experience, because in India, everybody with any background can take up an MBA. An MBA, we think we take an MBA, we become a manager. Not a true fact. In abroad, anywhere you go abroad, you will see in an MBA classroom, it being a typical management degree. Most of the times, you'll see an existing manager comes to study an MBA because in future, they wish to work as a VP or maybe a CEO. So they come with a solid work experience. So before you take an MBA degree, think who are you going to compete with? So if not, then you have another option like Masters of Management. You can take a Masters of International Business. These kind of courses, or specializations. MIB, specializing into something. Yeah. But yes, if you're looking for an MBA, UK is a good option. Australia is a good option. Two countries, good option. MBA without experience in UK, yes Hassan, you can take. There are lots of universities in UK provide MBA, which is a freshers MBA. So there are two kinds of MBA. One is an executive MBA and one is a typical freshers MBA. Yeah. UK has, Australia has, New Zealand has. Questions? Okay, so Prachi Sumani has asked me, can you advise about studying South Korea? Unfortunately, we don't deal with South Korea as a country. So the first time that I'm getting a question on South Korea. I'm so sorry, cannot help you on that one. Cost of MS in United Kingdom. Precisely, I cannot tell you, but a tentative around 16 to 18 lakhs would be an education cost, all including the living expenses, would cross around 20 plus or 25, below 25, yeah, for sure. Okay, questions. No questions. I don't see questions coming on Insta. I don't see questions coming on FB. So we go off FB and Insta. If yes, so I'll wait maybe 5 more minutes. And then we'll see. If there are questions, I'll really address them. NOIR, Noir. Hello ma'am, hi. So Devansha, when are you live lectures starting? I didn't understand your question, Devansh. I'm really sorry for that. When are your live lectures starting? Unfortunately, advice does not come. Okay, if you're talking about the IELTS coaching, we are already running face-to-face classes also now. About the university lectures, they are running online since a long time. Live lectures, I have no idea on what you're talking about. Devansh, be a little precise on your question, please. Next question, please. No questions. Devansh, you say, okay, your live lectures, but which lectures are we talking about? Yes, IELTS only. Okay, Devansh, so see Little funny, don't mind me, but when we were running the online classes, people were asking when are you starting face to face. Now that we have started face to face, if you're really looking in for a face to face, it's fine. We have branches. I mean, let us know which city you are in. Otherwise, live is still going on in Zoom. If you really, I don't know which city you're from, so you can check or leave your contact number. I'll get my faculty head to talk to you on regards with that. Next question. What is the cost of studying in UK? Noir. Noir, I don't know what exactly, which course you're exactly looking at, but tentatively around 15 to 16 lakhs for the education, including the living and everything, 20 or below 20 sometimes. Yeah. For a 1-year course, yes. I mean face to face only. Devansh, I would request you go on to our advice.in website and check for the Ahmedabad branch contact number there, and you get to talk to one of the counselors who can give you information on that, and you will be able to see what they are doing in research. Okay, now the question is, which country should I go for my masters in computer science? Khan Sufyan, if you really have a good academics, above 75 in all, yes, Canada the right country, but Ireland, com science no doubt, Australia no doubt, US no doubt. Masters in communication, precisely I don't know, but now yes, 15 to 18 tentative lakhs for a year. Yeah. So we done. I think no more questions to come in, and we stop the live here. So thank you so much. We'll keep you posted with all the lives that we will be coming up with, and meet you again. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.